In 1958, I was a young ANC leader in Johannesburg, working to end apartheid, the system that split South Africans by race since 1948, taking away our rights to vote, own land, or move freely. This story, The Shopkeeper's Light, is about a man named David, a shopkeeper in Alexandra township, whose small store became a beacon of hope during the late 1950s. His story is about community, bravery, and standing up for what's right, told so you can feel his heart and connect with his quiet strength. David was a 45-year-old man running a tiny shop in Alexandra, selling soap, maize meal, and candles to families struggling under apartheid's weight. His wife Grace helped at the counter, and their daughter, Zola, only 10, loved sweeping the floor. In 1958, the government pushed harder with pass laws, forcing black people to carry passbooks that controlled where we could go. David, who'd heard my ANC speeches at local meetings, wanted to help. His shop started hiding ANC pamphlets, tucked behind jars, sharing news of our fight. One evening, David let a group of us use his backroom for a meeting. I was there, planning a bus boycott to protest fare hikes that hurt poor workers. David listened, then said, "My shop's yours, Madiba." He kept watch, chatting with customers to keep police away. When a patrol passed by, he gave them free tea, his smile hiding our work. His calm was like mine when I dodged police in the early 1960s, always thinking fast. David's shop became a hub for the boycott. He spread word to workers, urging them to walk instead of paying fares. Grace baked extra bread for those walking miles to work, and Zola handed it out, her smile lifting tired faces. The boycott work bus sat empty, and the government backed down. I heard about David's role while organizing, and it reminded me of the 1956 Women's March, where ordinary people stood tall. In 1959, police got suspicious, raiding shops for subversive papers. David hid our pamphlets in a flour tin, and when officers came, he offered them sweets, saying, "Just a shopkeeper here." They left, but Grace worried about Zola's safety. David taught her to spot police spies, turning it into a game. His family's courage was like my wife Winnie's, who faced danger to keep our fight going. In 1960, I was a leader in the African National Congress, organizing resistance against apartheid, the system that divided South Africans by race since 1948, taking away our rights to vote, own land, or move freely. This story, The Teacher's Promise, is about a young teacher named Miriam, whose secret lessons in a rural village kept the dream of freedom alive during the harsh years after the Sharpeville massacre. Her story is about teaching, courage, and holding on to hope, told so you can feel her heart and connect with her quiet fight. Miriam was a 28-year-old teacher in a small village in the Eastern Cape, where she taught in a rundown school with no books or desks. Her students, kids from poor families, loved her stories about our historikings like Shaka Zulu and the ANC fight. In March 1960, the Sharpeville massacre happened. Police killed 69 unarmed protesters against pass laws, sparking anger across South Africa. Miriam, who'd heard my speeches at ANC meetings, decided her classroom would be a place to keep our spirit strong, even as the government banned our group. She started teaching in secret, holding night classes in her mud-walled home. By candlelight, she taught kids and adults to read, using old newspapers and banned ANC pamphlets. She shared my 1955 Freedom Charter, which called for equality, hiding it in a tin under her bed. One evening, a boy named Vusi, just 10, asked, "Will we ever be free?" Miriam hugged him and said, "As long as we learn, we're free in our minds." Her words reminded me of our 1952 Defiance campaign, when we stood up to unjust laws. Police patrolled the village, looking for troublemakers. Miriam kept her classes quiet, posting Vusi as a lookout. One night, a policeman came close, but Vusi whistled, and Miriam hid her papers in a flour sack. She told the officer she was mending clothes, and he left. Her quick thinking was like my own in the early 1960s, dodging capture as a fugitive. Her lessons kept going, teaching kids about our band heroes, like Albert Lafulai, who won a Nobel Peace Prize. In 1961, when I helped start Umkhonto we Sizwe, our armed wing, Miriam's village felt the crackdown. Police burned books and arrested teachers, but she didn't stop. She moved her classes to a forest clearing, teaching under stars. Her students learned to write in the dirt, their fingers tracing words of hope. One parent, a farm worker, brought her food to keep her going, saying, "You're teaching our future."